Okay, this is going to be a video on the systems unit about solving by elimination. We're going to just do some basic solving by elimination questions. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you're given the system, you want to line these up and you want to leave some space between each term. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Okay, now what you're going to do is I'm going to put an operation in here, regardless of what operations are there already. Now, anytime you don't have a number in front, just put a 1, okay? So what you're looking for is the easy eliminate here, okay? Now, if you see these numbers are the same, what I want to do is figure out, well, what operation would I need to put in there, all right, to get that to go away? That's what eliminate means. So I want that variable to go away. So if I do positive 1 minus positive 1, does that go away? Yes. So that operation of minus worked. Let me just show you if I would have done positive 1 plus positive 1. If that doesn't go away, that's the wrong operation. So that I just do minus and minus. All right? So I know this goes away. All right? Then I'm going to figure out what this is. All right? That's going to be 7. All right? 7 minus 10. Whoops. I'm going to type what I see. 7 minus 10, and I get negative 3, and I have x. All right? I got equals. Then I'm going to go over here. All right? And I'm going to do 6. It's just a slight bit over. Minus 12. And I get negative 6. All right? Now, all I want to do now is solve for my variable. Okay? So I want to eliminate. All right? So directions are simple. Eliminate, solve for a variable, okay? All right, so the way I would solve this one is I would divide this by negative 3, divide this by negative 3, so x equals, okay, negative 6 divided by negative 3, whoops, come on. Okay, negative 6 divided by negative 3 is positive 2. Okay? All right, now, what I want to do is I want to substitute that. Substitute the answer for the letter. It does not matter which one you decide to do. So if you want to choose this one, that's fine. If you want to choose this one, this is fine. So this is x equals 2. So what I want to do is put x is 2 in there. Let's say I do that one. So 7 times 2 plus y equals 6. Okay? So I use my calculator. 7 times 2 is 14. And now all I want to do is solve for y. All right? So I want to solve for the other letter. Solve for other letter. Okay? All right, so the way I would do that is I would subtract 14. Subtract 14. I got y equals whatever 6 minus 14 is. Okay, 6 minus 14 is negative 8. All right, and the last step is write your x and y answers. Okay, so it's always going to be x equals, always going to be y equals, just like the alphabet. So x equals 2, y equals negative 8. Or you could write it as 2 and negative 8, where this is the x and this is the y. Okay? So that's all we're doing. The big thing is leave space and put those boxes there to help you. Okay? So this one, what I want to do is rewrite it as 8x, negative 6y, negative 24. Okay? And then negative 8x, positive 1y equals 24. All right, now, which one does it look like very similar? These. So what I got to figure out is what operation would take place to get this to be 0. Okay, you got to be careful with that. All right, so let's try subtraction. 8 minus negative 8. Do you see how this is 16? That means it cannot be subtraction. Let's try 8 plus negative 8. That gets me 0, so the plus is what I want to do, okay? So that goes away, and now I'm going to figure out what that is, all right? Negative 6 plus positive 1, and I get negative 5 and a y equals, okay, negative 24 plus 24. I get 0, okay? So now I want to solve for y. This is pretty easy. I want to divide this by negative 5, divide this by negative 5. I get y equals 0 divided by negative 5 is 0, okay? So now I want to pick one of these to substitute in. Let's say I pick that one. So I got 8x, because it says y is 0, minus 6 times 0 equals negative 24. Okay? So I want to multiply, and this is where you got to be careful. Got to multiply this times this. Okay? So I got negative 6 times 0 gives me 0. So I got 8x plus 0 equals negative 24. Okay? So if you subtract 0, it's just going to be 0. All right? And then I want to divide by 8. Okay? So I got negative 24 divided by 8. I get negative 3. So my final step. X equals negative 3, y equals 0, or I could write it as negative 3 and 0. Okay? All right, it's that simple. All right, let's do another one. Big thing is those space boxes. Okay, so what I want to do, I got 12x, big space, minus 7y equals negative 11. Then I got negative 12x, positive 12y. Equals 36. And I got to put a little box here. Okay, now, which one do we think has a shot? This one is the one we think has a shot. Well, let's test to see what we think that one is. Okay, so let's see it. Let's say it's 12. All right, let's say I do plus first. See if that works. 12 plus negative 12. So type all your signs. And I get 0. Okay, so that one is, so the plus is what eliminates. So plus, plus, and plus. So that eliminates. Okay, I type into Desmos, negative 7 plus positive 12. And it tells me 5 and y. I do negative 11 plus 36. I get 25. So all I want to do is solve for y by dividing by 5, dividing by 5. So y equals 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay? Now, what I want to do, take my equation, 12x minus 7, and I'm going to put a 5 right here where y is. Okay? So I got negative 7 times 5, which turns that into negative 35. Okay? And now all I'm doing is solving an equation. So I want to add 35 and add 35. So it's going to be 12x on that side. Negative 11 plus 35 is 24. And I want to divide by 12. Okay, so x equals 24 divided by 12 is 2. Okay, so my answer is x equals 2, y equals 5, or you could write it as 2, 5. Just take your time with this operation and take your time with that calculation. Okay, that's probably where most people make their errors. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, so what I want to do is 12x, big space, plus 4y, big space, equals 60. Big space. I want to do 9x, big space, negative 4y, big space, and 3. Okay?
Teachers and students, please pardon this interruption. Just a reminder, door decorating contest today, large numbers of students put time and effort into decorating their doors. If anyone chooses to destroy those doors, please understand consequences follow from the code of behavior. And just a reminder, Mr. Murphy can see who was in the hallway. Again, I hate to have to make this announcement to the entire school because I know it's a small percentage of people. However, protecting the interests of every student at Patriot is my responsibility. So please remember that student effort and work went into the decorating contest today, and it is something planned by our leadership class and SEA. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Okay, so the minus, negative, if I choose minus there, that doesn't work. Okay, so let's go positive 4. Let's try positive then. Yep, so that ends up working. So plus, plus, and plus. So that one goes away. I type that one into my calculator. Okay, 12 plus 9. I get 21x equals 60 plus 3 is 63. All right, and I'm going to divide by 21, divide by 21. So I got x equals 63 divided by 21 is 3. Okay, now what I want to do, pick either of those. I want to go 12 times 3 plus 4y equals 60. Okay, I want to figure out what this is. 12 times 3. Okay, that's 36. So I got 36 plus 4y equals 60. To solve here, I would subtract 36. Okay, that's going to be 4y equals 60 minus 36 is 24. And I want to divide by 4. That's y equals 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay, so my answer is x equals 3, y equals 6, or you can do it as 3, 6. Okay, moving on to the last example. You've got to take your time with the calculations. Conceptually, this is not overly that hard. Okay, so I got negative 6x, negative 21y equals negative 39. Okay, and I got 6x plus 12y equals 30. All right, leaving space. So I want to figure out what operation do I have to put in here. Okay, all right, so let's say I try. I think, okay, that's going to be negative 6 plus 6. Okay, all right, and that ends up working. So I put the plus right here. Okay, plus and plus. Okay, all right, so we know that one goes away. All right, so then I got negative 21 plus positive 12. Oops, too many pluses. I don't think it's going to matter, but that's okay. That's going to be negative 9y equals, okay, negative 39 plus 30 is negative 9. All right, and now I'm just going to solve by dividing by the number in front of y. So I got negative 9 divided by negative 9, which gives me 1. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back in there. So I got negative 6x minus 21 times 1 equals negative 39. So I'm going to figure out what that's going to be. I'm going to watch this calculation here. Okay, so that's going to be negative 21 times 1, which is negative 21. So I got negative 6x minus 21 equals negative 39. To solve for x, I would add 21. Okay, so I'm going to got negative 6x equals, let's figure out what negative 39 plus 21 would be. That's going to be negative 18 divided by negative 6. I get x equals negative 18 divided by negative 6, which is positive 3. So I got x equals 3, y equals 1, or I could write as 3 comma 1. Okay? All right, and so that's a very basic, I think that was all I had. All right. Yep, that's a very basic elimination. All right, but the big things you got to watch out for. Okay, make sure you're testing your numbers here. Okay, type in all the operations that you see. Okay, all right, and make sure you get that first one that goes away. Okay, all right, and just be careful on that. The big thing is whatever the letter is. If this is x, okay, if this is x, then I want to substitute for x. Okay, that first answer. If this is y, I want to substitute for y. Okay, if this is y, I'm substituting. Oh, sorry, y. I'm substituting for y. Okay, all right. If this is x, I'm substituting for x. All right, and if this is y, I'm substituting for y. Okay, and be careful on this calculation here. and then it's just solving a basic equation, and you should be fine.